We're gonna go back to some feralness now. Joe is in the mood for a bit of... I keep wanting to say feralosity, which is not a thing. Ferality, is that a word? Ferality, let's Google right now. Ferality, meaning human, going wild. Yes, it is a word. Going wild from domestic and cultivated condition. Maybe? Okay, we'll look into that for next week. Right, here we go. The story for this one. My friend's kid crossed the line. Oh, that's always a sticky one. And you know when your friend has a kid that's an absolute knob, you just can't say anything because you don't want to insult your friend's parenting style. But the kid is just a little shit. Anyway. So my best friend Amy and I have been inseparable since middle school. She's basically my sister at this point. We've been through everything together, bad breakups, bad haircuts, everything. And at one time we accidentally set our mum's curtains on fire playing with a lighter. You get the picture. You girls, you keep me young. Fast forward to now. Amy has a 6-year-old son, Steve. Now, don't get me wrong, I love that the baby's name is Steve. That is hilarious. Little Stevie. I love Steve. He's cute, he's funny, and he calls me auntie, even though we're not related. Adorable, right? Except when he's not. Last weekend, Amy asks if I can babysit Steve for a couple of hours while she runs errands. Of course I say yes, because A, I love Amy, and B, how hard can it be to hang out with a 6-year-old for a few hours? I had no idea what I was in for. Steve shows up with his little backpack and a big smile like Joe. And I'm like, this is going to be so fun. We watch cartoons, eat some snacks. Everything is going great. Kids snacks. There's this girl on TikTok that's doing kids menu for adults. And she's like rating the kids menus from an adult perspective as like a picky eater. That is me to a T. So my fatal mistake in all of this was letting him into my bedroom. Now, my bedroom is my sacred space. It's where I keep all of my nice things, including a vintage jewellery box that belonged to my nan. It's not super valuable or anything, but it's sentimental. I have the worst feeling about this story. I keep it on my dressing table. While I'm in the kitchen grabbing him some juice, he decides to explore. By the time I come back, my jewellery box is open. And Steve is wearing my nan's necklace like a toy. My heart literally stops. I can imagine. First of all, don't go rooting in people's things, Stephen. You should know this at the ripe age of 6. Second of all, how's he got the necklace on? I wonder if it's like a long chain thing that he's just slotted over his head. Or maybe Steve is just a weird 6-year-old and is good at doing clasps on necklaces. So I'm like, Steve, sweetie, I say, trying to stay calm. That's not a toy. Can you give it back to Auntie, please? Very kind, gentle parenting, very soft, very gentle. Do you know what this child says to me? He says, no, I found it. It's mine now. Sorry, Steve, you've been alive for 6 years. Why you got so much attitude? I've had a rash that's lasted longer than your lifespan. Shut up. He must get away with so much shit at home to speak to a stranger like that. Because if I ever spoke to someone like that, my parents would have gone ape. You know, you respect other people. Here we go. I tried to reason with him. I love that there's a delegation going on between these two. I tried to reason with him. I'm like, Steve, it's really special to me. I need it back. He just looks at me. Oh, this wanker. Sorry, I shouldn't call a 6-year-old a wanker, but... He looks me dead in the eye and goes, too bad. What do you mean too bad, Steve? Also, his vocabulary for a 6-year-old is monumental. At this point, I'm ready to call the Vatican because clearly this child is possessed. Yeah, get that exorcism in, babe. But instead, I call Amy. Yep, get the mum involved. If I was naughty and my babysitter called my mum, I'd be like, death. I am heading to my death. So instead I call Amy. I'm thinking she'll back me up here. She'll talk to Steve. We'll laugh it out. La la la. It'll be great later. Amy shows up, takes one look at Steve. Oh, Amy, you just let yourself down on the daily. She takes one look at Steve wearing the necklace. Say, oh, it looks so cute on him. You know who else it looks cute on, Amy? Me. Because it's my necklace that my nan wore on her deathbed. Take it off your 6-year-old sticky-fingered son. He's got flipping Dairily Dunkers all over his hands. Finished watching Bluey and now he's wearing my nana's necklace. I am floored. I say, Amy, it's not costume jewellery, it's my nan's. I don't even know if the nan's died. I shouldn't have made that assumption, really, should I? She may be alive and kicking. Do you know what she says to me? She goes, it's a necklace. You need to calm down. Calm down? Oh, if there's one thing you say to me, it is not calm down. Don't ever tell a woman, or anyone really, to calm down. Rude. At this point, I'm so angry I can barely speak. That's the worst thing in the world when you're like fire in the belly, your head's completely gone, you've just got no words left. I tell Amy, look, if you don't make him give it to me, we're going to have a serious problem. Facts. Amy rolls her eyes and finally convinces Steve to take it off. But then she says to me, you're being really uptight. It's not that much of a big deal. Not that big of a deal. She leaves with Steve and I'm left standing there, fuming. It isn't until later that night I go back to my bedroom. Oh no. It isn't until I go back to my bedroom later that night and see the jewellery box open again, and this time the necklace is completely gone. We have a thief. Joe, call the police. Who was it? Was it Steve or was it Amy? Dun dun dun. I call Amy and she's all, oh, Steve probably took it by accident. I'll check his backpack. Yeah, open his motherfucking Bluey backpack, get my necklace out and bring it home. Muzzle your child. Parent your child, please. Because he's a thief. Stephen is a thief at the ripe age of 6. And that behaviour will go with him through life. And when you're bailing him out, when he's 16, you know who won't be there to support you, Amy? Me. I'll be telling you it's not that big of a deal. How about that? Mic drop. I can't drop this mic. It's on an arm. So you'll just have to imagine. Sorry. Then she calls me back and goes, it's not here. Maybe you misplaced it. Misplaced it? I know exactly where I put that necklace. So now I'm stuck wondering, did Steve lose it? Did he hide it? Or worst case scenario, did Amy take it to teach me some kind of twisted lesson about being uptight? What do you guys think? Am I overacting or is it completely out of line? Because right now I'm questioning everything, even my friendship with Amy. Let me know because I honestly don't know what to do. Here's the thing. Amy's kid has been a little shit, which is a reflection on her parenting, which she's probably feeling a little bit, oh, that's really quite embarrassing for me. She knows that you enjoy Steve's company or did enjoy Steve's company. And she's now like, oh, no, my child's acted up and that means that I'm a bad parent, which she's probably going to be on the defence for. She's put her parenting above your friendship, which I do kind of understand. But as that sisterly relationship that you have, you would kind of hope that she would be honest with you there. In my opinion, I don't know. I think we've got a bit of a gap in the story here because Steve gave it back, but then it's gone again. So what happened in between that time? I would be completely sure that that necklace is nowhere near your house before you go pointing fingers. I don't know. What was the last bit of the question here? Am I overreacting? I do not think you're overreacting at all. If you had a family heirloom and somebody took it, I would be so upset. I'm such a sentimental person as well. I 100% would also be questioning my friendship with Amy too. I think she's let you down, like I say. I would keep your distance from her. I'd let her play the situation because if she's sort of insecure as a parent, she may come to you and be like, hi, listen, I want to talk to you about Steve. He's going through this recession at the minute with his behaviour. We're actually trying to work out his bedtime, change up his diet to see if we can get him to calm down a little bit. Nursery's told me that he's nicking stuff from school too. You know, see how she plays it. I would wait for her to come to you. And in the meantime, spend time with your family. Is there any other friends that don't have kids that are wankers? Yeah, That's a tricky one, real tricky. I'd wait for her to come to you, see how she plays it, because that will be very telling of how she feels about this situation and about her son being a thief.
Please fill my cup. Am I really asking for much? It's been a long week, I'm looking for fun. Please fill my cup. Find me under the sun. SOS, I'm just looking for a good time. Whoa.